Hi, my name is Timo Elliott. I'm an innovation evangelist with SAP, and I'm here with John Kreisa from Hortonworks. John, what's your role?
Hi, Timo. I'm the VP of Strategic Marketing at Hortonworks.
And tell me a bit about Hortonworks. Who are you, and maybe explain why we're here.
Sure. So Hortonworks is a company founded from the original developers of Apache Hadoop, spun out of Yahoo in 2011, and we develop, distribute, and support Hortonworks Data Platform, our distribution.
And we're here at the inaugural, the first ever Hadoop Summit in Europe, and you're the primary sponsor.
Yes.
How's it going so far?
It's going really well, thanks. This is a conference we've run in the US for 5 years. Now we're bringing it over to Europe, and it's gone really, really well. Great response.
And I've been in some great sessions this morning with some lovely real-life enterprise uses of Hadoop integrated with people's existing data warehouse systems. So for an analytics guy like me, it's been fascinating.
Yep.
So why would somebody watching this who knows about analytics, is interested in getting more, maybe accessing new information, what should they do? Well,
I mean, say the first thing that they should do is start to investigate Hadoop as a solution. Hadoop is very much complementary to the existing analytic systems that organizations are using today. What it does is allow them to bring in net new data sources that maybe they weren't processing, so they can get an expanded view of the kinds of analysis of their business.
So what Gartner sometimes called dark data, the data that's previously been ignored. The keynote speaker, remind me?
Matt Aslett and Sean Connolly.
Both the key speakers emphasized that you can now access data that was previously ignored.
We use transactions plus interactions and observations as a definition of big data.
Okay, explain that.
Yeah, so sorry, that is traditional transactional data, the transactions that you might normally use, combined with interaction data, how you're interacting with customers through websites or other means, so you capture that kind of bigger scale data, and then observational data might be just data that you've collected from sensor data that comes in a very large volume, and you can combine all that together to get new insights.
And we use the same, I've done presentations where we talk about signal data. It's a very similar concept. Now we should explain that we are former colleagues.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. So you were at BusinessObjects a decade ago now, but you've been in analytics for a long time. So what is different about the Hadoop world? What surprised you, or what do you find is interesting?
Yeah, I think what was really different from the experience that we shared at BusinessObjects was the way that Hadoop is being adopted. That's one thing. Would be the open source model where organizations are just free to come and download the software, start to use it and play. So a lot of developers will get it and really start to work with it. So that adoption model is one of the things that's kind of interesting in terms of the Hadoop ecosystem adoption. And then really the interesting things that companies are doing with it. They are really combining new data with their traditional data to get new insights, change the way they run their businesses, look for new business opportunities. We tend to call it like a needle in a haystack type opportunity, where they're digging through and finding new business opportunities or new products they can create.
And one thing I was very impressed by is the Hortonworks business model. So explain that briefly.
Thank you for the prompter. We are a 100% open source model for Hortonworks. So that means we contribute everything we do back to the Apache community. So it's all Apache licensed. And then we take that, and there's really a strategy to how we build an enterprise Hadoop. We identify enterprise requirements working with customers and partners. We take those and we innovate them in open source with the community. So we work with the community to create new features and capabilities, and then we bring that to market as an enterprise hardened distribution, the Hortonworks Data Platform. And then what we do is we sell subscription support on that. So companies come to us when they're ready to run something in production, run their Hadoop cluster in production, and they want to get support, patches, people they can call to get help.
And I was very happy to see that some of the SAP experts are working along with employees of Hortonworks and others on ways of getting more enterprise performance out of technologies like Hive. So the ability to do queries against Hadoop data.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the open source community as well, is that you get really diverse number of companies, some that you might not even expect to be working and contributing to open source, like SAP, just contributing back and really helping make the technology better.
And we should point out that there is a brochure available for anybody who's interested on why and how you can use SAP with Hortonworks. Any final thoughts on things that might be interesting for the people who will be watching this?
Well, I just would encourage you, if you're interested in analytics and kind of the expanded kinds of analytics you can do with Hadoop, to try it, to download it. There's a Hortonworks sandbox, to put in a shameless plug, that is an easy way to download and experience Hadoop. It runs on a laptop.
And you've also been working closely with Microsoft to provide a version that runs on Windows. I think that's going to make it more available to a lot of enterprise customers too.
That's true. We recently released a beta version of the Hortonworks data platform on Windows. Windows has over 72% of the data center market, so expanding the community substantially by putting it on that platform.
So basically, you have no excuse not to go and take a look at the Hadoop platform and how you can use it for your enterprise analytics. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Timo.